When I talk about killing excuses, I'm not talking about some motivational quote you slap on your mirror. I'm talking about destroying that weak version of yourself that's been running the show for far too long. That voice that tells you to stay comfortable, to take it easy, to wait until you feel ready. That version of you needs to die. Because as long as it lives, you'll never touch your potential. You'll keep watching your dreams from a distance, wondering why life feels stuck. It's because you're still negotiating with the part of you that's afraid of effort. Every day you don't execute, you feed that weakness. Every time you hit snooze, you make it stronger. Every excuse you make, no matter how small, builds a wall between you and who you were meant to be. The scary part is, those walls don't show up all at once. They're built brick by brick, decision by decision. You don't even notice until you're surrounded by them, trapped inside a cage of your own comfort. That's why you've got to break out now. You've got to shatter the pattern before it buries you alive. There's a price for greatness, and it's paid daily. You don't pay it once and get a lifetime membership. You pay it every single morning when that alarm hits. You pay it when you lace up your shoes while everyone else is still dreaming. You pay it when you put your body through pain and your mind through hell just to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. That's the grind. That's what execution really means. People ask me all the time how to stay motivated. I tell them the truth. Motivation is trash. It comes and goes. You can't depend on it. What you can depend on is discipline. Discipline is a decision, not a feeling. You either show up or you don't. You either execute or you make an excuse. It's black and white. That's how I live my life, because that's the only way to keep yourself accountable. You think greatness happens when everything is perfect. No, greatness happens when everything is falling apart and you still find a way to execute. When your legs hurt, when your mind is tired, when the world doubts you, and you still show up. That's when you build coluses on your mind. That's when you earn your respect, not from others, but from yourself. When you stop relying on comfort, you unlock a version of yourself you didn't know existed. There's strength buried inside you that you'll never find sitting on a couch, scrolling through other people's lives. You find it in pain. You find it in the grind. You find it when you push so hard you meet the version of you that doesn't quit. That's the real you, the one hidden behind all your excuses. You see, pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. Every time it shows up, it's asking one question: how bad do you want it? And your answer is written in your actions. You can talk all you want, but when the pain comes, that's when the truth shows. You can either run from it or learn from it. You can either fold or rise. The choice is yours every single day. Most people never learn to use pain as fuel. They run from it, hide from it, or try to numb it. But the strong, the relentless, they take that pain, that frustration, that doubt, and they turn it into energy. That's the difference between the average and the great. The average say, why me? The great say, try me. That's the mentality of execution. You can't fake hunger. You can't pretend to be disciplined. It's something you earn through repetition, through suffering, through facing yourself every day in the mirror and asking, did I execute today? If the answer is no, then you've got work to do. And that's okay, because that's how you grow. You don't become hard overnight. You earn it by showing up again and again until it becomes who you are. People will doubt you. They'll laugh at you. They'll say you're obsessed, crazy, too intense. Let them talk. While they're talking, you're working. While they're sleeping, you're executing. Let your results do the talking, because one day they'll look up and realize you turned your excuses into energy and your pain into power. The real enemy is not out there. It's in here. The battle is always internal. It's between the part of you that wants to grow and the part that wants to stay the same. Every time you execute, you're voting for the stronger side. Every time you make an excuse, you're letting weakness win. Which side are you feeding? You want confidence. Earn it. You want respect. Earn it. You want freedom. Earn it. Stop expecting it to come easy. Nothing worthwhile ever does. The grind isn't supposed to be glamorous. It's supposed to test you to strip away everything fake until only the truth remains. Execution is ugly. It's lonely. It's repetitive. But it's real. And that's where transformation happens. In the moments nobody sees. In the work nobody celebrates. There will be days when you feel like it's not working. Days when you see no progress. Days when quitting feels logical. That's when you have to remind yourself it's not supposed to be easy. Growth hides in the struggle. Pain is the toll you pay to cross the bridge to greatness. Every rep, every mile, every second of discipline is building the foundation for the life you said you wanted. You can't skip steps. You can't cheat time. You can't fake consistency. Execution is a lifestyle, not a season. Every day you either build momentum or lose it. That's why you've got to wake up with purpose. You've got to move with intention. You've got to live like your dreams depend on it. Because they do. You want to win. Kill the excuses. You want to level up. Execute every single day. That's how you separate yourself. That's how you rise. That's how you become unstoppable. Nobody can take that from you. Stay hard. Stay disciplined. And keep executing. Most people don't even realize they've become prisoners of their own excuses. They wake up, they hit snooze, they scroll. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow is where your dreams go to die. You say you want it. You talk about goals. You talk about changing your life. But when it's time to execute, you fall back into comfort. That's what separates the talkers from the doers. The world doesn't care about your reasons. It only recognizes your results. You can lie to everyone else, but you can't lie to yourself. Deep down, you know when you've been slacking. You know when you've been cutting corners. You know when you've been making excuses. I'm tired. I'm stressed. I don't have time. You think those words mean something. They don't. They're just noise. Excuses are the language of the weak, and every time you use them, you reinforce your own chains. You've got to kill the excuses before they kill your potential, because that's what they do. They destroy you from the inside out. They rob you of your edge, your hunger, your discipline. They whisper lies into your head and make you comfortable being average. You start believing you're doing enough when you're barely scratching the surface. You start convincing yourself that progress is optional. And that's when you lose. Not to someone else, to yourself. The truth is, execution is the only language success understands. Not dreams, not plans, not words. Execution. You don't need a better plan. You need to act on the one you already have. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. There's no such thing. The best time to move is now. The best time to start is when you don't feel like it. Because that's where growth lives. In the resistance, in the pain, in the grind. That's where you build the kind of discipline that can't be shaken. I've seen too many people start strong and fade away because they couldn't stay consistent when it got hard. They let fatigue win. They let doubt win. They let comfort win. But the ones who make it, the ones who build something real, they execute even when their bodies are screaming, even when their minds are begging them to quit. They show up when nobody's watching. They stay locked in when nobody's cheering. That's what being hard means. You can't cheat the process. Every single day is a test. Every morning you wake up, you've got two choices: stay the same or get better. That's it. You either feed your excuses or you starve them. You either execute or you evaporate. There's no middle ground. The grind doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, broke, or broken. It only respects effort. The work doesn't lie. People do. And don't get it twisted. Killing excuses isn't about perfection. It's about ownership. It's about taking control of your life and saying, everything that happens from here on out is on me. When you start thinking like that, you become dangerous. You stop blaming circumstances, stop blaming people, stop blaming luck. You stop waiting for a miracle and start becoming one. Because when you execute every day, even when it hurts, even when no one believes in you, you build an unshakable mindset. When you're out there grinding alone, there's no applause, no validation, no instant reward. That's the point. That's where your character is built. In silence, in solitude, in the repetition that nobody sees. When you feel that fatigue, when you feel that voice telling you to quit, that's not weakness. That's the threshold of growth. That's the place most people run from, but not you. Not anymore. Because you're here to kill that old version of yourself that keeps making excuses for why you can't win. You've got to remind yourself every single day, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you your dreams. You've got to execute, regardless of your weather, regardless of your mood, regardless of your situation. Excuses are easy. Execution is rare. You can't build greatness off of convenience. You've got to earn it in discomfort. You've got to wake up and attack the day like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every rep, every mile, every hour you put in is a vote for the person you're becoming. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline endures. When you train your mind to execute regardless of emotion, you become unstoppable. The mind is the most dangerous weapon you have, but only if you control it. If you let it control you, you'll drown in your own excuses. When that alarm goes off tomorrow, and you hear that voice telling you, sleep a little longer, remember this, that voice has stolen years from you. It has cost you opportunities, health, confidence, and progress. Every time you listen to it, you give away a piece of your power. But the second you ignore it, the second you get up, move, and execute, you start taking it back. You can't be both hungry and comfortable. Choose one. The moment you decide to stop negotiating with your excuses, everything changes. Your body adapts. Your mind sharpens. Your spirit hardens. You start becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to be told what to do. You just do it because you've trained yourself to execute even when everything in you wants to stop. That's power. That's discipline. That's freedom. So stop talking. Stop planning. Stop posting quotes about grinding. Start grinding. Start proving it to yourself every damn day, because success doesn't care about your words. It only listens to your actions. Stay hard. Execute. No excuses.